everybody, and welcome back to the Dunc Shot, brought to you by Cadillac of New Orleans. Well, it's Friday, once again, time for my fearless football forecast, predicting this weekend's college and pro games. And I have to say, last week, not one of my better weeks. Went 2-3, losing record, but we're still over 500 on the year. Makes my record 8-6. So let's try and get back on the plus side of the ledger this week. Got 5 games for you. We're going to start in colleges with LSU going up to Syracuse, a place they've never played before. This is going to be a great trip for the LSU Tigers because they get to go up in the media capital of the country. Leonard Fournette, of course, coming off that sensational game against Auburn, and a lot of media attention will be directed toward LSU at this game. It's a tough game, though. They're playing at noon. That's very early for the Tigers. They're used to playing at night, and also they're going up to an unfamiliar area, playing in a dome environment. This game has letdown written all over it. The Tigers are 24.5-point favorites. Syracuse is going to be overmatched in this game, but I like all the intangible factors that go in Syracuse's favor. LSU wins, but Syracuse covers that 24.5-point favorite. That's too big a spread against a team that has a pretty good defense, and I think LSU is going to run the ball, overpower them, but it's going to shorten the game, make it difficult for them to cover that big spread. Okay, my other game in college football is in the SEC West, where the aforementioned Auburn Tigers are playing at home against Mississippi State in a key conference battle early on here. And Auburn, of course, has made a quarterback change. They're going with redshirt freshman Sean White, replacing Jeremy Johnson, who, after 3 games, certainly did not fulfill the expectations people had for him. And as a matter of fact, in the press box on Saturday at Tiger Stadium, people were comparing him to Wayne Matkin and some other Jordan Jefferson, some other quarterbacks that just really were not very talented in the SEC. That's an indictment on Jeremy Johnson, unfortunately. He just really off to a poor start. And once again, shows you it doesn't matter about how much hype a player receives coming in. They got to prove it on the field. Jeremy Johnson looked overmatched against SEC caliber defenses. But that said, I like the change at quarterback, and I like the fact that Auburn was embarrassed last week. They're 2-point favorites against Mississippi State, and I think they win this game pretty handily. Other than Dak Prescott, I think Mississippi State is going to be overmatched. If he can carry them, they've got a shot, a puncher's shot, but I like Auburn overall to get back on the winning track. Okay, on to the NFL. The Saints, of course, all the intrigue on the Saints going into the quarterback position where Drew Brees, we don't know if he's going to play. Is he going to play? Is he not going to play? I don't think it matters in this one. I think Carolina's the better team. Carolina's 6.5-point favorites right now, but I think the Saints are going to play them tough, and I think they'll cover the spread. It wouldn't shock me if they won this game. Carolina's going into the game without already Kelvin Benjamin at receiver, and Jericho Cotchery, their second-best receiver, is probably going to miss the game with a high ankle sprain. They're really depleted with offensive weapons, and this works in the Saints' favor. Even if Luke McCown plays, I think the Saints can keep this one close. I think their defense will play well, and I think Carolina might be due a letdown as well. They've had 2 good wins early on, but this is a critical game for the Saints. If they lose, they go to 0-3, and Carolina will be 3-0. And for all intents and purposes, the playoffs will be just about out of the picture for the Saints. I think 2% of the teams that have started 0-3 have made it to the playoffs in the history of the NFL. So not good. So they should be hungry for this game. I just don't know if they're good enough. So give me Carolina to win the game, but the Saints to play them close and get within 6.5 points for sure. Now, my lock of the week is a surprising one for you, probably. The Jacksonville Jaguars. I know, the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're 14-point underdogs going up to New England. Now, this looks like a blowout in every facet that you would look at, but I like Jacksonville in this one. Again, letdown factor in play here. New England just went up, had that very hyped game against Buffalo, played very well. They come back home, comfortable environment against a team they're better than. Look, I think that they're going to win the game, and they may be up 20 points in the fourth quarter, but this looks like the classic backdoor cover chance. So give me Jacksonville plus those 14 points. And the other game I like, I'm still sticking to the Houston Texans. I know they're 0-2, and they've been miserable on offense, but they're at home against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I saw enough of Tampa Bay last week to not be impressed. I know they won that game, but they tried to give that thing away to the Saints. They had that game firmly in control. And I think Jameis Winston's going to go against that tough Houston defense and maybe give up a pick or 2. Who knows? J.J. Watt might score this week. I don't like Houston. I don't like Tampa Bay's chances in this environment against a very hungry Houston team. Give me Houston minus 6.5. All right, that's it for the Daily Dunc Shot. Everybody have a great weekend. The weather's beautiful here in New Orleans. I'll be in Charlotte for the Saints game, but I'll be back here on NOLA.com on Monday. So have a great day.